Ms. Picket Kennick, you are making a first appearance arraignment on a August 4th, 2024 criminal trespass charge. This charge is a simple misdemeanor. It's subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. I did review this case for probable cause initially back in August. I did find probable cause. You had previously entered a not guilty plea, and you had Mr. Campbell as your attorney. You then went on warrant status.
Yes, sir.
Would you like Mr. Campbell to be reassigned as your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Has your financial circumstances changed in any way since the last time you were screened?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, is there any way that I could, so I have another trespass charge in Vancouver in the city limits. I'm sorry, I'm very emotional this morning, the holiday seasons and everything, but I'm
Yeah, you have
working.
a couple of charges in
I do.
Vancouver right now.
I do. And it's just, things are just, it's a blessing in disguise, but it's not. I'm working with some community resources in the city limits, and these. Is there any way I can just plead guilty to this trespass charge? Because like I said, the trespass charges has actually opened up some resources for me. And if I can just deal with this and get it over with.
I mean, are the resources going to close if you resolve your case?
It's actually opening up some housing options for me.
Good.
Like I said, I've been displaced since I lost my fiance in 2020. I lost him in a car accident. And all of this, things have spiraled really quickly for me. I lost my car, it got impounded. And I actually, for the first time in my life, been actually homeless. I just got evicted by ODOT. A friend of mine was kind enough to actually take me in until I could actually meet with the community resources with the Council for the Homeless. I'm meeting with Tyler, I can't remember his last name, on Friday, and they're going to help with housing. But if I could just, I miss my son. And one of the conditions of the pre-release is not to be able to contact my son, and I would like to send him a Christmas card.
Well,
He does not want.
yeah, we've kind of gone through this circumstance before. I remember you appearing in front of me before, there being some confusion about the circumstances with your son, but that's not going to change. I mean, there's a lot going on right now. I'm glad that you're accessing resources. I'm glad that you have made the effort to cancel your warrant. You had an attorney before, so I am reassigning your attorney. But I think that there is some misunderstanding and very clearly some confusion about the circumstances between you and your son.
The only confusion I have is I don't understand why.
I want you.
I don't
But
understand
again,
why.
That's why I assigned you an
My son
attorney.
doesn't understand my mental health
That's why
illnesses, and I don't understand why. I have been in.
So just for a second, please. You have the right to remain silent. I'm not going to take a plea from you today. Okay?
My son doesn't understand.
Again, let's just listen to my words. I want you to remain silent. I want you to preserve all of your rights. I've assigned you an attorney. I've reassigned you an attorney. I'm going to schedule a court date in the future. Okay?
Yes.
If when you come back in the future, after you've talked to your attorney, you want to enter a guilty plea, totally fine with that. We're not doing it today. And you're also not going to make any other statements about your son at this time on the record, okay? If your attorney was standing next to you, he would tell you the same thing. Please, okay? All right, so I'm going to assign 2 future court dates. The first is going to be the attorney pretrial date. That's a date just for Mr. Campbell. That's going to be on the 31st of December. Your next court date, Ms. Picket Kennick, and this can be either in person or on Zoom, is going to be on the 30th of January, 2025. It's going to be at 10 a.m. You can be in person or on Zoom, but you do need to be present that day. The no contact order, at least for this period of time, is going to stay in place.
Why did I even have children? I don't understand it. I didn't want them in the first place, and I definitely don't want them now.
Ma'am, I'm going to warn you one more time. Okay? Please stop making comments on the record. We've gone around and around on this back in August with you. We're not doing it again. Okay?
I've already lost one child and it's like losing another child. That's what they need to understand. I lost a child and I hope he understands that it's like losing another child.
I know.
That's what he doesn't
And again,
understand.
you have multiple charges now doing the exact same thing. And you come into the court and you say the exact same thing, and then you're going out and committing new charges. So we're at the place right now where I can put you in the jail and see you next week. And that would probably cut off all of your resources. And I'm not doing that.
Your Honor.
But I'm asking you to be quiet. I'm ordering you to be quiet. Okay? I've said it too many times. I'm not going to do it again. Okay?
Yes, sir.
We're not going to play this game. You keep doing this. We keep going in the same circle, ma'am. Don't do it again.
I apologize.
Last warning. I don't want you to say anything else.
It's just very
I
painful.
don't want you to say anything else.
Let me just talk to you. Okay. Morning, Judge. My client, Amy.
I know. I'm well aware of what's going on. I appreciate you coming in here. At this stage, all I've done is entered a not guilty plea. I have advised her multiple times because she has multiple charges of doing the same thing, even since her last court date. She needs to be quiet. She needs to listen to your advice. She needs to abide by the no contact order that's going to remain in place. And we're going to go from there. So Ms. Pickett-Kennick, you can talk to Mr. Campbell today if you'd like. You're going to get some paperwork at the desk by the door. Once you have that, you are free to go, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Right over here, man.
So what we heard in there was she was just upset wanting to give her kids something for Christmas. And then she mentioned that she never wanted her kids to begin with. And so I think that's the perfect recipe for a good mental health case. Every time she gets out, she goes out and commits more crimes, ends up back in jail. And so I think that had a lot to do with it. Somebody was asking if she had lost her kids because of the mental health. No, Sherry, you'd ask that. No, she didn't lose her kids because of the mental health. I think that's just complicating things. I think she's committing crimes, and it's hard to make sense of it all. Raven, I hadn't forgot about you. I still got that question for you. Life's been super busy. I don't know if anybody noticed, but it was Christmas yesterday, and what normally happens the day after Christmas is all hell breaks loose. And of course, today all hell broke loose. And so I'm glad to be here at all. Thank you guys for coming out. We got Judge Brantley in Panama City. We've got Judge McNally in Michigan, and then we've got we got Sleeping Beauty in Judge Simpson's court. This case isn't Sleeping Beauty's case. I never did hang around for his case, but this is another one there. Judge Simpson's court was fun this morning. You got to watch some lady get ready for work, and you got to watch some other fella sleep all morning. So it was a mess. Judge Fleischer decided to pull a fast one on us and not do YouTube today, so we had to go looking around. So let's go to Judge Simpson's courtroom.
Court calls the case of Destiny Cheatum.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mary Tanna, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf.
Morning, Rob. Just on behalf of Destiny Cheatum. Destiny, would you state your name for the record?
Destiny Cheatum.
Judge, since you're adjourning the other matter to the 9th, can we also adjourn ours?
I will, however, she's in violation of her bond.
Judge, here's the thing. I'm not sure the mom was aware of that and my client wasn't aware of that. Mom brought both girls here. I talked to the mom. She will take one of the girls home and call somebody else to pick up the other girl if necessary. But I'm not sure my client was aware that there was no contact order.
Well, first of all, thanks to Mom for bringing them because they were not here last time and had to be picked up by fugitive team. So I do appreciate that. However, Ms. Cheatum was made aware. I was, as I stated, at the arraignment where she was specifically asked if there would be a problem with her not having contact with her sister by Magistrate Fink, if there was a reason that she needed to have contact with her sister. And the answer was no.
Judge, when I did see them out in the hallway, they were far apart. They were not discussing. It's just that.
Yeah, but they came, so that's part of the problem is, and I understand maybe what mom's doing, but part of the problem is she knows she's not supposed to have contact.
Well, she will have no further contact with her sister, and mom can get somebody to come and pick her up if the court would just give her one last chance.
Your Honor, if I may, the problem here isn't just this one situation. The problem is There have been very clear instructions by the magistrate and potentially the court on what to do, what's allowed and
Thank
what
you,
is
Fozzie.
not. And the backup problem, the big problem is they also failed to appear after magistrate made it very, very clear that that was not an option now. I'm quite frankly surprised they're not in custody, given the procedural history of this case, but here we are. I'm glad they're here. Hopefully we can get these cases moving. This involves distributing material that involves sexual acts committed by a minor. This is no joke. The court is somewhat, because you had one of the other co-defendants.
Yeah.
And we had difficulties there as well. So I'm not sure why it's so difficult to show up and follow no conflict provisions, but it seems to be a problem.
Judge, she's here today. She
Did
said
you
at the
post the
arraignment,
bond?
pardon me?
Yes.
Okay, that's why she's out. She posted the bond, but then violated the bond. What is that?
Judge, they were in a cell together when they were being arraigned. Again, Judge, I'm just asking if the court would please consider, she understands now. If she did make a mistake, it was unintentional. She's just asking.
Well, hold on a moment. You live in Ann Arbor or Ipsy?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes.
Which one you live in, Ann Arbor or
Ann
Ipsy?
Arbor.
The other young lady lives in Ipsy, so why are they together? And the prohibition is on your client, Mr. Killalone.
Judge, I didn't know that at the arraignment. I wasn't at the arraignment, so I can't tell you why she didn't. All I'm at, she made a mistake. I'm asking the court. Pardon me?
My mom brought us together. I didn't,
Okay,
she had to
just,
take us.
you're not gonna get anywhere. She made a mistake, Judge. She will not make it. She'll go
It's
home
not a
separately.
mistake. She knows what the bond conditions are. Mr. Allen. Who are you? Okay. What do you want to say?
I put my job on the line. I got bills trying to get them out. They will come back to work. I was unaware of all the no contact. She lived with.
Mom, I get you were, she wasn't.
Thought when she had got out on the person bond, that they had said, yeah, but she wasn't aware at this time. She just got confused. No, they will not be with each other again.
Judge, there's no allegation that they were in a hallway talking about this. It was, and again, I don't mean to minimize what happened, but the mom picked the girls up. Again, it was a mistake on their part. They will have no contact. You can be assured of that. I just can't see putting this young lady in jail. She came to court
She
today.
violated, first of all, you can't see it. She didn't appear. So we had to issue a warrant. My understanding is they had to have a team go out, pick her up. She gets here, she gets her bond conditions, and then violates the bond conditions.
They were separated in the hallway, Judge. I can't explain why mom picked them up, but they were not together in the hallway. They were not conversing. They were not talking.
She should have
Sister,
let mom know she had that prohibition. I'm not blaming mom. Mom is doing what mom will do. I'm blaming her.
Judge, again, this is a very serious case.
It is, and that's one of the reasons why that condition is on there.
I understand.
And she violated it. Well, first, like I said, first of all, she doesn't appear. Then she violates it.
If defending this young lady would be much easier, her being out of jail. I'm asking the court to give this young lady one last chance, Judge. And whatever's going to happen, please hold over the violation till we do the exam.
Now, I think at this time, I'll reconsider it, but right now she's going back. Mom can get the other daughter home. I will reconsider exactly whether I'll leave her in there at noon today.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a docket. Mom, I have a docket starting at noon, another block. I will reconsider it in that time. I'm not blaming you. I understand what you're saying. She knew she wasn't supposed to do that. And that's the problem I'm having. Okay? So I'm going to take all of that into consideration, take a close look at it, and then make a determination at noon as to whether or not I'm going to let her back out. Okay.
All right, everybody. So this morning we got to watch this guy Colin down here. He just slept all morning. This lady Nina, we got to watch her get dressed, put on all her makeup, and get ready. I think she took a kid to school, driving around, and the whole time just kept thinking, hope it's not a driving while on the phone ticket. So I don't think Judge Simpson could see it because he never seemed to react to it, or if he did, I missed it by the time he noticed it. But I certainly didn't see it. If somebody saw it, let me know. Sean, I know you was watching it, so let me know if he ever did notice any of them acting up.
Thank you. Court recalls case, People versus Cheatum.
Good afternoon, Rob Jekyll on behalf of the. For the record.
Destiny Cheatum.
Good afternoon, I'm Rita.
All right.
Judge, I've had a chance to talk to this young lady. Her mom and dad are in courtroom. They still support their daughter. Mom did pay bondsman to get both her daughters out. The mom was unaware what happened, and we've been through that. This young lady is going to tell you she made a terrible mistake by being in the same car with her sister. Mom assures me, dad also, that will not happen for any future court hearing. We're asking you to, I believe Miss Young on the other daughter's case adjourned it 1 week. We're just asking for a 1 week adjournment.
Did I kick the other Cheatum case 1 week?
If you can give me a moment, I believe it was January 9th.
Yeah, I don't think I kicked.
Oh, okay, January 9th.
Anything you want to say, young lady?
So I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I did not come here knowing willingly that I was violating anything. My mom was unsure of everything. I was unsure that my sister was even in the car. If I would have known today, I would have had my mom give me bus fare or an Uber fare, and then we would have done separately. I'm sorry. We don't stay in the same area or anything. There's no problem without being around her or not talking to her or anything. So it would not happen again.
My understanding, she lives with mom. Destiny lives with her mom in Ann Arbor, and her sister lives in Ypsilanti.
No, I get that. I'm just, young lady, I'll tell you what I'm worried about. While I was thinking about it, what I'm worried about is the fact that you guys were gone for quite a bit of time on your cases. You come back, you get arraigned. Magistrate gives you a certain set of instructions for you to follow, and then you don't follow them.
I wasn't aware that my sister was in the car once again. And as far as me not being able to.
What do you mean? So how big is this car?
No, I'm saying I was picked up last. She was already in the car, I guess. I'm not sure. I haven't spoke to her or seen my sister. Like I said, if I would have knew my sister was in the car, I would have had Uber fare or a bus fare to get here separately.
Are you talking today?
Yes, today.
So when you got into your mother's car, you didn't see your sister?
Yes. But I'm saying I didn't know that she were going to be in the car. If I knew beforehand. Yeah, beforehand. That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, what you're telling me doesn't make any sense. Or at least what Mr. Killerwald knew. Did you know you had that bond condition or not?
The bond condition? Yes, I would.
Would they have no contact with your sister?
Yes.
Okay. So then your mom arrives, right?
Yes.
You see that your sister's in the car, right? And you get in the car.
But I knew I had to be seen today. I don't have no job, no money, no car, or nothing. If I would have known that if I was violating anything, I would have had a separate ride.
No, but you knew that you were. At the time that you get into the car, you know that you're violating. I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand. At one point, Mr. Killerwald is saying you don't know that bond condition, right?
Yes.
But now you're telling me you
And that's
do
because
know.
when I was arrested, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but when I was arrested, they had us in the same holding tank. I didn't know that it was even still a violation or anything like that.
Judge, the family can assure you it won't happen again. Please just give this young lady one more chance.
We still don't get it.
Judge, I think
At
what
the
you,
time you get to the car, do you or do you not know that you're not supposed to have contact?
No, I didn't know because when I was arrested, they had us in the same holding tank, so I wasn't sure if the violation was still, if it was still anything violated or whatever.
no contact
Yeah, no
order.
contact.
Anything from the people. Okay, look. You know, how old are you?
25.
Do you work?
No,
She's looking for employment.
So
Judge.
what do you do all day?
I couldn't get anything until I looked for jobs.
Not my question.
What do you, what, can you tell me what anybody I do all day?
Sun comes up. What do you do every day?
I help my mom around the house. I have nieces and nephews that I help take care of. And then I look for jobs in my free time.
When's the last time you worked?
I worked last year for probably a little bit before January. I was doing home health care.
Yes, please. Young lady.
Yes.
You're 25.
Yes.
Did you drop out in 8th grade? What happened?
Oh, I was took out because I was being bullied, and my mom knew every day, and my mom ended up taking me out. And I just never finished. That's also another thing that I wanted to say. I don't really know a lot of things or stuff like that. Like,
Judge, may we approach very briefly one more time, one last time? Please.
Yes.
Thank
you. Let me ask you this, okay? Give me your honest answer. Did you want to be in school?
yes,
Have you tried to do anything in terms of like continuing your education or anything like that?
oh, I wanted to, but I haven't. I've been more focused on a job.
You what?
I said I've been more focused on a job, but I wouldn't mind doing that.
So it's been like, what, almost 10 years since you've been in school?
Yes.
Sure. Young lady, what did you want to do with your life?
I want to be a nurse. That's what I'm doing. I want to be home healthcare. That's what
Oh,
I
no.
used to do before this warrant came involved, and I had to. I couldn't work there anymore.
Did you try to get back into school or
Yes.
what'd you do? What
It
happened?
was like, I'm not sure what program it was, but it was a program that they were supposed to send me out a computer, and I was supposed to go to, I think it was like Dorsey School. I was trying to go through there, but it never went through. My grandma ended up passing away in the between time, so it was just a lot going on, and I just lost track of it as far as this Dorsey School.
And then it just became easier not to do, right?
But
Yeah. No, it's okay. I get it. So let me ask you this. If I made a condition of your bond that you had to get yourself in school, what would you do with that?
I would go and I would take it.
Would that be better than locking you up?
Yes.
Okay. You paid a surety bond, right? You did a bondsman, ma'am. young lady, I want you in school. I don't know how these charges are gonna work out and everything along those lines, but here's what I know. You probably already had a rough life,
Yes,
and the longer you go without getting an education, it's just gonna get rougher. Have you thought about getting your GED?
yes.
What happened? Is that another thing you just didn't do?
Yeah, after my grandma died, I lost it completely. Like she was like the only person I had besides my parents. So it was just a mind thing.
When did your grandmother pass?
She passed away in, what was it? March.
Of this year?
Yes.
What would your grandma say if she knew that you weren't going to school?
Something that I can't say here, but she'll cuss me out.
I figured that. I didn't know your grandmother. I figured that might be the answer. So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna get back in school.
Okay.
You're gonna get something that's gonna allow you to move in a certain direction.
Okay.
So you don't. Have you looked into the GED program at Washington Community College?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? You're going to.
Okay.
I want you to look into that program. Part of it's going to be Mom hadn't paid a bondman. I probably would refund the bond to you to get you into school because I believe it's that important.
Yes.
All right. So outside of helping your mom, and now you're going to go to school, what else do you do during the day?
I help out with my nieces and nephews.
She was working. Now she had a job through a home health care company. And I saw this stuff came out.
All right. And with this pending, it's going to be hard for you to get a job anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Judge, would you consider reducing the bond modification to a lesser amount so maybe mom could get her money back and maybe help her daughter?
She won't get the money back from the bonds.
Oh, okay.
If that's what I was saying, that if
Okay, I see what
if she had paid in cash, then I would reduce the bond, get back the cash to help pay for it, to offset her to pay for her education. But I can't do that the way this is at this point. We set her the other case for the 9th.
Yes.
So I'm going to adjourn the probable cause in this case to January 9th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Here's what I'm going to do, young lady. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to find that there's been a violation of your bond.
Okay.
Okay. Now, most time what I do is I lock people up, I send them away. But here's what I'm going to do. You're going to have your own ticket. You're to get over to community corrections. I want you on the GPS location tracking. I want to know where you are. Got that? So you're going to have a GPS. You're to go up to Washington Community College. You're to get enrolled in their GED program. All right. You understand me? Now, what's going to happen is they're probably going to send you through some preliminary testing, depending on where you are. It depends on how that program is going to be set up for you.
Okay.
All right. Got that? Now, do you understand all your bond conditions?
Yes.
Judge, if the GPS is, I assume they're available, they'll be able to get her on today?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're ordering her to go to community corrections right now for GPS tether.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying if a tether's not available,
Why would we not have tethers?
with the way this case is going, I just trying to, every contingency.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, if unicorns start flying around, we got a problem too, right?
Okay,
So I'm gonna release you. You get over to community corrections, get yourself on a GPS tether.
Okay.
I'm signing that bond condition now, or I'm signing that order now for you to get that. I'm also indicating you to get yourself to Washington Community College, check into the GED program.
Okay.
Okay? I don't expect you, because they're probably not open, I don't expect you to go up today, but you sometime this week can get up there. And you can start today. You got a computer someplace or then you can check online
Yes.
about how to get yourself into it.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yeah.
I apologize, so we're sure that there aren't any violations. I want to make sure there's no condition that she not use the internet. Because sometimes
Oh, is there a condition that you
I
know?
just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point.
Given the nature of things, that's something we.
I don't have that one. Let her go. I'll let you go.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, don't thank me. I appreciate your thank you. But the way that you can really thank me,
In
to
school.
get over to school, get yourself in school. Just figure out, young lady, in life what you can really do.
Okay.
You got it?
Got it.
And that's all about judge's discretion. There's a huge part of me that thinks he let her off easy. There's a huge part of me that thinks she's a hellraiser, and she acting up with her sister, and she probably don't need to be out on the streets. But then there's another part of me that says the judge knows a lot more about it than I do, and his decision is going to be a lot better than mine would be. I can't imagine a time me and my brother got in a fight where it ends up with the police being called. But then again, by the time we were 25, we were acting like adults. We weren't fighting with each other like that. So Judge Simpson did a good job. We all love it when Judge Fleischer does it. So let's all appreciate it when Judge Simpson does it. Let's go to Panama City with Judge Brantley.
Your Honor, we had Heather Clift on this morning. This was a status. Ms. McAfee and I were both searching yesterday to see if there had been any new status report. We've not received one.
I didn't see one either.
So I don't know where the court wants to place that. Up until now, I think we've been pretty much keeping her in her same, but they've not updated the court since that July date.
Let me attest the state would get an update, and let's set it for maybe the February 21st at 9:00 for a status hearing. Yes, ma'am, but you might not want to hear what I have to say.
Well,
Let's go on the record, Bud. Let's go on the record.
okay. Still fine. Heather has been scattered 3 times, and it did not serve.
Let me tell you what's going on.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is the gentleman who filed the charges on her.
No, that's my husband.
Okay, well, there was somebody here I thought that had a grand theft auto. Who was
No,
that?
that was Neil Hickam.
Okay,
He
let me
wanted the charges dropped.
Doesn't matter. When you get law enforcement involved,
I understand that.
and there's nothing I can do. When she has a felony pending against her, I can't do anything with her until I find that she's competent.
But she's not competent.
The only place I can send her is the Florida State
You
Hospital.
can't send her to Life
No,
Management
ma'am.
for treatment.
No, ma'am. The report we got was the least restrictive measures available was Florida State Hospital. And that's all I can do. That's what I'm
Other
bound to do.
place? Please
Ma'am?
don't send her there.
I can't,
I
there's
beg
nothing,
you.
no,
Please
ma'am.
don't send her there.
There's nothing,
They abuse her when she goes there.
listen to me. When you get, and I don't know that they abuse her.
They do.
Let me just suggest something to you. When you get law enforcement involved in somebody who's mentally ill, my hands are handcuffed also. There's nothing, I can't send her anywhere else because I've got an opinion that the least restrictive measures available is the Florida State Hospital.
How can that be the least restrictive when there's a hospital right here?
Ma'am, this is the doctor's opinion that they can't, that this place can, that out of custody can't do it. That it has to be at the hospital. I'm bound by that. And I'm just telling you, I'm bound by that.
They have
If you want to keep her out of the criminal justice system, do something private before she gets arrested. Because when she gets arrested,
has felonies, that's the only way I can deal with it. And I'm sorry.
Are they gonna drop the charges because she was?
That's up to the state attorney's office. That's not up to me.
I need to find out what.
You need to go talk to the state attorney's office and set it up, or the victim does, or the alleged victim, and needs to set an appointment
He
with
already
them.
has talked to them and he asked them to drop the charges and to send her to.
Well, that's up to them to do it. Well, listen to me, when the charges are dropped, nobody can send her anywhere. I don't have any, when the charges are dropped, I have no jurisdiction over. It'd be up to you.
Just charge her to go to like.
No, ma'am.
Inpatient.
No, ma'am. If the charges are dropped, no, ma'am. That'd be up to you to do it. I have no jurisdiction when the charges are dropped.
What's gonna happen to her when she gets out of Cheatum?
I don't know, ma'am. I understand that that is one of the crises of our country. But the court all I deal with is criminal cases. I don't drill. You can get a guardianship.
Permission to use his car.
Ma'am, that's a defense. I'm just telling you, if you want to do a guardianship, you need to go talk to a private attorney and set some sort of guardianship up. I can't do
What
that.
would that give me?
I don't know, ma'am. That's why you need to go hire a lawyer and talk to them. I can't give you that advice. I'm a criminal judge. I have the criminal docket.
She is not a criminal. She is mentally ill.
I understand that, ma'am, but that is up to you. If there's nobody else to do it, you may be the only person who could do that, but you need to go talk to an attorney who deals with guardianships and probate to do that.
If I had known it was going to turn out like this, I would have paid the $500 bond. I would have gotten her out. I would have put her in life management.
Well, ma'am, I can't help that. That's past that.
It is.
It's
She
past
has
that.
sat in
But listen
jail.
to me. Listen to me. You're asking the criminal justice something to do that we're not equipped to do. It's something that you have to do, that you need to do on a private basis, go hire an attorney. There are attorneys who deal with this.
Can you tell me a good one?
No, ma'am, I can't give you any advice on that, but there are plenty of good ones. I promise you.
For her to sit in jail.
There are attorneys that can handle that.
When's she going to Chattahoochee? Can
Whenever
you
they
tell
get
me
a bed available, I don't know.
that? Yeah. Well, can I get her out?
No, ma'am.
She's going to have to wait to go to Chattahoochee.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing that can be done.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I didn't know.
This is sad.
Well, it is sad, but I didn't arrest her.
Very sad. She's deteriorating every
Well,
day she
ma'am,
sits in
let
jail.
me just suggest to you, you need to go talk to an attorney. An attorney
I thought
who,
I had one.
well, that's a criminal attorney. That's all she's bound to
I
do.
thought I had one here. You
Where?
know, I thought I had a public defender.
Ma'am, she's done everything she's supposed to do. That's what she's supposed to do, and she can't do anything else until I find that your daughter's competent. Now,
I knew she wasn't competent.
well, I understand that, but when she's arrested and charged with a
I
felony,
took
we're
her to the
bound.
jail. I took her to the jail.
Well,
and
before
I
she got,
said, "Turn yourself
let me just
in."
tell you something. Before she got arrested, you should have been hiring an attorney and done something that way. And I'm sorry to tell you that.
I
that's
did
what-
not realize that the public defenders were going to do this to her.
They have not done a thing to her. And man, I'm going to tell you something. They have not done a thing.
That's
They're done
right. They
exactly
haven't
what,
done anything for her.
ma'am, this hearing's over with. I'm just telling you, they've done exactly what they're supposed to do. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of history in this town. This is Panama City Life Management Center. That's where the mental health services are. That's where Medicare, Medicaid takes care of you. That's where most people go to get treatment. A lot of people get life management at Life Management Center. But if you're an inmate or something, they don't have any beds there, and for that, and so you have to go to Chattahoochee, which is the Florida State Hospital, which was also a Civil War fort back in the 1800s. So this place was built back in the 1800s. It is very old. It is like a prison, like a dungeon. It's also where you go if you're criminally insane. So let's say you go and you kill a neighborhood of people, or you kill your whole family. This is where you go to spend the rest of your life. So her having to go there, it is truly terrifying. Truly, it's scary. She's in trouble for stealing a car. That ends up being they want to drop the charges, but she's going to a bad place. She's going to a bad place. There again, they got good people, they got bad people, they got people that they're overworked, they got people that don't care, and so she is. Big Tiff Dog is right. She needs to use her energy towards getting a guardianship. Going up against Judge Brantley is like going up against a wall. You're not going to push him over. he's only doing what he can do. But yeah, Debbie, she stole a car, and the father wanted to drop the charges, and they can't just drop the charges like that. You know, you get caught up in the system, you're caught up in the system. But hey, Julie, look like y'all had a lot of Christmas stuff going on your channel. Post a link to your channel in here, Julie. We've got it's not, so hold on a second. It's not scary at the state hospital. Please don't put that out there. It's just not true. Okay, I have been to this exact hospital. I've been to this exact state hospital. You can have your opinion. I've got my opinion. It is scary. If you're someone there that's not all the way there, you know, you have to make a judgment call on your own. My opinion and my experience is it is scary there. We're going to go to Judge McNally.
January 31 at 8:30. Is that a good jury trial date for you, Ms. Foley Carter? I'm setting this for January 31 at 8:30. And I heard what you said, but the new lawyer will handle it, okay? Okay. I don't know how she's going to dig herself out of this hole. How is she supporting herself? Is this the father of the children?
Yes.
Well, she had a job when she got.
I just asked her. I can't have people talking across the.
Yes, that's the father of my kids, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see here on the 15th. Do the best you can, but you don't get off to a good start with me when you play this game. When you've been playing a game with us for 5 years. Good luck. Stephen William Church, 24B1471400M.
Good morning, Judge. Mazen Gates, appearing on behalf of Mr. Church. There's a date and time set for sentencing.
Your name, sir?
Stephen William Church.
I'm kind of impressed. You got as many retail fraud cases as I've ever seen from one defendant. You know, I would have thought you'd have to live till you're 128 to get to this. You got 14 retail fraud convictions. You don't want to work or what?
I do work now. I went to prison and changed my life.
Well, shocking. Shocking that you went to prison. After only 14 of them. Plus some other ordinance violation out of the 19th District Court that's not identified, plus a domestic. And now he's pled guilty to telephone harassment. And I am ready to sentence him, and I'm not the least bit amused. That is all I will say. You can go ahead and tell me, counsel, whether or not everything in the report is
actually
accurate.
Judge.
Anything you would like to say on his behalf?
Well, with regard to the report, Judge, we have no omissions, corrections, or deletions. We just have just a note with regard to the third item, the court work program. Mr. Church lives over an hour away. So if there could be accommodations made that with regard to him being able to satisfy that requirement without having him drive all the way here, we'd ask the court to
say that again.
Because he lives over an hour away.
Yeah.
So if he's going to attend the court work program, he's going to have to drive over an hour to get here.
Okay.
In order to make it. And I know that sometimes they start early at, I believe, 7 or 8 o'clock. So we'd ask the court just to take that into consideration. But moving forward, Judge, with regard to Mr. Church, he is 39 years old. He's been employed for the last 5 years. Although, as you mentioned, he does have a significant criminal record. He did do some time back in 2018. He did get out, and since getting out of jail, Judge, he's had steady employment. He's had no other contact with the law enforcement or the legal system other than this pending case. He does have 3 children, 2 of whom are minors, and he knows that he needs to be a good role model for these children, Judge. And the complaint.
He's not going to be able to see him if he keeps talking to his ex-wife like this.
Well, that was the issue, Judge. With regard to the incident between himself and the complaining witness, he understands that this is not the proper way to handle this. And this is ultimately boils down to a custody issue. And I did inform him that the proper venue for those issues would be family court, Judge. He does understand that, and I know that he wants to address the court as well, Judge. That right, sir?
Yes.
I can't wait to hear this. You might save yourself. What do you want to tell me?
I've been in mental health since I got out of prison. This has been going on for 2 years. It got better and then it got worse. I should have kept my words to myself.
What does that mean?
I shouldn't have said anything to her.
He should have had better self-control.
Yes, ultimately better self-control. That's something that I still need to work on. And I completely understand that I am responsible for my actions. And I'm willing to do whatever I can to put this behind me and move forward.
I don't like people threatening people. We have far too much violence in this country. I don't know why everybody's so angry. I really don't. I have some theories, I have some ideas. Never thought I'd see it get like this. I don't care what it's about. I really don't. No idea why people are so angry. I guess some of them never stopped to think we're just not here that long to begin with. I mean, I guess if we got to come back here 28 times and live until we're 96 each time, maybe you could spend a few hours or few years being angry. We're not here that long. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I never have. It's gotten worse. I don't know how it's going to stop, where it's going to stop. But people assaulting people, shooting people, threatening to kill them. I don't understand it. And you got a big problem with me right now. And somebody's going to say, some defense lawyer or somebody, oh boy, he only had one domestic violence. Yeah, I know. But this is the totality of your criminal involvement. And somebody else is going to say, well, he's got mental health issues. I get it. I get it. It's been pretty apparent, I think, that you've had some issues going on now for 20 years. Your criminal history started in 2004. And it's just continued. And this stuff about mother effers ending up dead and all that, we're not playing video games here. These are not video games. He hasn't been able to see his kids lately, right?
I do see my other 2 kids. I just haven't seen him since some.
This is your number there.
Yes.
It's just such ugly talk. I guess some people just don't think words have meaning. Nobody should live in this country in fear. Shouldn't have to do it. I'd like to think nobody should have to live anywhere in any country in fear. But when your ex or the father of your child or children starts making these kind of comments and threats, I don't know how anybody can feel comfortable. Obviously, the prison time didn't help you think about where you were going with your life. I'm telling you, I just don't understand it. I weep for this country in a lot of ways. "21 months probation." If I let everybody finish?
Yes.
21 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. To change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. I fully recognize that this case, there's a presumption of probation. I get all that. I'm still looking at somebody that has roughly 16, 17 convictions, including a domestic, including this. I'm in order you have no contact with Madeline Fritz. You're not to possess firearms. You're not to possess dangerous weapons. You're to attend an anger management program with 12-week follow-up. You're to continue your mental health treatment with CNS. You're to pay fines, and he did not spend any time in jail on this at all, right? 200 fines, 100 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 4.25, screening fees 60 for 485, probation fees are 420 for 905. I am correct, counsel?
If you'd like, Judge, I can do the numbers.
You didn't spend any time in jail on this,
No, I
right?
didn't. I was issued a ticket and I came to court.
21 days jail. You're going to serve 15 now. You're going to serve 6 days of community service in lieu of jail, and I'll give you until February the 20th of 25 to serve that. You owe the court 905. If you violate, your probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated for 90 days. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. I will let you pay these fines and costs as follows: $40 weekly. I will start this because I realize you'll be in custody for a while. I will not start this until March the 14th. If you don't have any money on any of your due dates, you call the court, we'll go on Zoom, or you can come in here and I will give you an extension. So either way, what's better is your choice. But you are in custody now. And I'm telling you, you're going to stop committing criminal acts or you're going to have a big problem. Have a seat. Right over there in the jury box.
Judge, if I may, just with regard to the counseling with CNS.
Yes.
He said through his employment, he did get insurance, so he's actually going to a private therapist.
Come here. I'll just say mental health treatment, as long as it's approved by probation. Okay, Mr. Gay?
Okay.
You understand that? So it doesn't have to be with CNS.
Okay.
I'll just say continue with treatment at facility approved by probation. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so here's where I'm going to wimp out. I have one more video, but I've had a few messages. I got to get back to work. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you all. So many people out there to thank. Thank you, and you have a good night. See you tomorrow.